Hi, are you ready for Chapter 6 called The First Two Finders? Let's see how it goes. The very next day, the first golden ticket was found. The finder was a boy called Augustus Gloop, and Mr. Bucket's evening newspaper carried a large picture of him on the front page. The picture showed a 9-year-old boy who was so enormously fat he looked as though he had been blown up with a powerful pump. Great flabby folds of fat bulged out from every part of his body, and his face was like a monstrous ball of dough with two small greedy currant eyes peering out upon the world. The town in which Augustus Gloop lived, the newspaper said, had gone wild with excitement over their hero. Flags were flying from all of the windows. Children had been given a holiday from school, and a parade was being organized in honor of the famous youth. "I just knew Augustus would find the golden ticket," his mother had told the newspaperman. "He eats so many chocolate candy bars a day that it was almost impossible for him not to find one. Eating is his hobby, you know. That's all he's interested in. But still, that's better than being a hooligan and shooting off zip guns and things like that in his spare time, isn't it? And what I always say, he wouldn't go on eating like he does unless he needed nourishment, would he? It's all vitamins anyway. What a thrill it is for him to be able to visit Mr. Wonka's fabulous factory. We're just as proud as can be." "What a revolting woman," said Grandma Josephine. "And what a repulsive boy," said Grandma Georgina. "Only 4 golden tickets left," said Grandpa George. "I wonder who will get those." And now the whole country, indeed, the whole world, seemed to be suddenly caught up in a mad candy-buying spree, everybody searching frantically for those precious remaining tickets. Fully grown women were seen going into sweet shops and buying 10 Wonka bars at a time, and then tearing off the wrappers on the spot and peering eagerly underneath for the glint of golden paper. Children were taking hammers and smashing their piggy banks and running out of the shops with handfuls of money. In one city, a famous gangster robbed a bank of $5,000 and spent the whole lot on candy bars that same afternoon. And when the police entered his house to arrest him, they found him sitting on the floor amidst mountains of candy, ripping off the wrappers with a blade as long as a dagger. In far-off Russia, a woman called Charlotte Roos claimed to have found the second ticket, but it turned out to be a clever fake. In England, the famous scientist, Professor Foulbody, invented a machine which could tell you at once, without opening a wrapper of a candy bar, whether or not there was a golden ticket hidden underneath. The machine had a mechanical arm that shot out with tremendous force and grabbed hold of anything that had the slightest bit of gold in it, and for a moment it looked like the answer to everything. But unfortunately, while the professor was showing off the machine to the public at a candy store counter of a large department store, the mechanical arm shot out and made a grab for the gold filling in the back tooth of a duchess who was standing nearby. There was an ugly scene, and the machine was smashed by the crowd. Suddenly, on the day before Charlie Bucket's birthday, the newspaper announced the second golden ticket had been found. The lucky person was a small girl named Veruca Salt, who lived with her rich parents in the great city far away. Once again, Mr. Bucket's evening newspaper carried a big picture of the finder. She was sitting between her beaming father and mother in the living room of their house, waving the golden ticket above her head and grinning from ear to ear. Veruca's father, Mr. Salt, had eagerly explained to the newspaper men exactly how the ticket was found. "You see, fellers," he said, "as soon as my little girl told me that she simply had to have one of those golden tickets, I went into town and started buying all the Wonka bars that I could lay my hands on. Thousands of them. I must have bought hundreds of thousands, and then I loaded them into trucks and sent them directly to my own factory. I'm in the peanut business, you see. I've got about 100 women working for me over in my joint selling peanuts for roasting and salting. That's all they do all day. Those women, they sit there shelling peanuts. And so I says to them, okay, girls, from now on, you can stop shelling peanuts and start shelling the wrappers off these candy bars. And they did. I had every worker in the place yanking the paper right off those bars, full speed ahead from morning till night. But 3 days went by and we had no luck. Oh, it was terrible. My little Veruca got more and more upset each day. And every time I went home, she would scream at me. Where's my golden ticket? I want my golden ticket. She would lie there for hours on the floor, kicking and yelling in the most disturbing way. Well, sir, I just hated to see my little girl feeling unhappy like that, so I vowed I would keep up the search until I got her what she wanted. Then suddenly, on the evening of the 4th day, one of my women workers yelled out, I've got it! I've got a golden ticket! And I said, quick, give it to me. And she did. I rushed home, gave it to my darling Veruca, and now she's all smiles. We'll have a happy home again. That's even less than the fat boy, said Grandma Josephine. She needs a real good spanking, said Grandma Georgina. I don't think the girl's father played it quite fair, Grandpa, did you? Charlie murmured. He spoils her, Grandpa Joe said, and no good could ever come from spoiling a child like that. Charlie, you mark my words. Come to bed, my darling, said Charlie's mother. Tomorrow's your birthday. Don't forget that, so I expect that you'll be up early to open your present. A Wonka bar, isn't it? It's a Wonka candy bar, cried Charlie. Yes, my love, his mother said. Of course it is. Oh, wouldn't it be wonderful if I found the 3rd golden ticket inside it, Charlie said. Bring it in here when you get it, Grandpa Joe said. Then we can all watch you taking the wrapper off. And we'll find out more about Charlie's birthday in Chapter 7 when you come back.